So,
Take some Adderall.
Cody?
Yeah.
I just did this off the top of my head
Right.
last night. So, can you see the TV screen?
Yeah, I see it.
Is it big enough, or should I make it?
Oh, it's plenty big, yeah.
Bill, you broke stuff.
Larry, what are you doing?
That's not me. This time. That was Bill. Hey, did you watch Walking Dead?
No.
You didn't watch the opening
I
episode?
totally forgot. I really didn't watch last season. Like, I saw bits and pieces.
Did you like last season?
Yeah,
What you
I
watched?
didn't watch it enough to even like.
You a Walking Dead fan?
I fell
Cody?
out of it.
No.
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 So
I feel like
you,
it's dragging on.
well, you didn't read any of the comics, right?
Some of them, yeah.
Okay, in the comics, Negan is the shit. He's the coolest motherfucker ever. He's awesome. On the TV show, he's like a fucking caricature. He's like a cartoon. They tried to make him too
Over the top.
goofy, and because in the comics, for every other word he says is fuck, and he's always hysterical, like saying these like funny things. But they tried to do it too much, and they also don't have the right actor. In the comics, like Negan's Cody size, and you're Rick, right? He's like that big of an imposing figure. They're the same size on the TV show, so he's not physically intimidating. He's not scary. He's more of a but I like the way this episode opened. This season opened. They're not messing around.
Who's the guy with the tiger?
Ezekiel, King Ezekiel.
Is he in the book?
Yeah.
And he has a tiger.
He's better on the TV show. He's better on the TV show.
He has a tiger in the.
And the TV show and in the book, yeah.
So there's like 4 groups now, right? And they're all fighting.
There's 5. There's the Survivors, which is Rick's group.
Right.
The Saviors, which is
Jesus.
Negan's group.
Negan's
That's Negan's group. Hilltop, which was Jesus's group. Kingdom, which is King Ezekiel. And then on the TV show, they have this group called the Garbage People, or the Scavengers. They live in a garbage dump. And last season, they weren't in the comics. Last season, and there's another one. There's the Oceanside people. So there's actually 6 groups.
Wasn't there a group of like all girls or
That's
something?
Oceanside.
They're not in the comics. Yeah.
They are, but very,
Briefly.
yeah, very not important in the comics. Also, too, I'm thinking of making a new opening.
Do you have it?
Or at least short.
I have an idea of it. That's one of the reasons why it's shorter. Can you see the screen?
Mm-hmm. I see it.
Watch what it does here. Watch. Took me like an hour and a half to do last night. You don't like it.
That took you an hour and a half.
Don't fucking judge me.
It's cool.
I mean, I was doing other stuff too.
Okay, we're rolling.
I wasn't.
You weren't really doing other stuff.
Nothing else I was doing.
All right. So wait, how we doing this?
You guys just start talking, and what I think is, see
Well,
the
you can
questions
start
over
the
here?
show. I'm. All the cameras are rolling.
Okay.
Everything's on.
No, I just want to know how we're gonna.
I think we're
play
gonna
it.
do these first 5 questions here, for where Cody's gonna,
Cody's gonna ask me
he's
questions.
gonna talk to you, about it. And like we got a fan
Yeah.
in here today, Cody. Doesn't really train MMA, but he's a big fan. So we're gonna see what the not insider, the outsider has to ask about MMA, and then you can feel free to ask Cody all of the questions that Shion gave you to ask him about dating Ariel. Do you have them all? Do you have them on your phone?
That's a long list. Do we have the lie detector machine?
You know-
Are they coming in with that?
No, the guy with the pentothal. What is it called?
Sodium pentothal.
Sodium pentothal. He's coming in. All.
Oh, the truth serum.
Well, what about the drug test?
Yeah.
Don't we have like a little?
That's later.
No,
We
no.
gotta give him more.
What am I going through the ringer here?
No, the drug test is next week. This is the AIDS, chlamydia, syphilis, tuberculosis,
Political
and
views.
political views test. Hold on, I gotta pull up the original.
Wait, so he's gonna ask me these questions, and then no, seriously, what am I asking him? Or I'm not asking him any questions.
We could just ask him anything. Just ask him anything you want to know. Right?
That's very broad.
Yeah.
He's in school. He does media.
It's like when you do that, it's like name 5 words that start with A.
Yeah. Apple. Astronaut.
Oh, see, your
Avocado.
fucking mind went blank after 2. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fucking hard. You're in school for,
Broadcast journalism.
so you want to do like,
I want to do like media, like sports media specifically.
He thinks.
he thinks.
Well, how often does that happen? You get a kid. How many people do you know from your school that?
I mean, my classes are small. I go to Caldwell, so it's like probably 20 kids a class, and I'm going through pretty much school with the whole same group of kids.
Mhm.
Like we're taking all our classes together. We're moving
Right.
through the system together. So not that many. It's not easy to get started in that industry. You know.
No.
I'm sure you know.
Bill knows.
Yeah, Bill knows.
There's that whole Harry Weinstein thing going
Oh
on.
God, we could talk about that. Harvey Weinstein.
Whoa, Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to talk about that.
We could talk about that because I
He
got
might
some.
have to do some stuff to get a job. Like, hey, listen, you want to be on ESPN?
Yeah.
Raise the stable
We-
a little bit.
I promise
We
you,
do have a
ESPN
couch.
has- ESPN, MTV, all of them have that routine down.
What routine?
You want to get in this business?
Oh, well, they all do.
Well, we do have a couch.
Even the casting couch.
Yeah.
So wrong.
All right.
All right. Well, you already did the intro. That's how we're gonna start.
Yeah, that's
With
our
the
start. We're
casting
already in
couch.
there.
Cool.
The casting couch. Harvey Weinstein. Let's go.
All right. So this week we got Cody coming in.
Cody, tell him your last name.
My last name's Orducanian.
I'm sorry. What was that? You didn't put that up on the screen?
Yeah,
How do
can
you
we get a
spell that?
graphic?
Orducanian.
I'm pretty sure he's in the witness protection program, and he just threw out a bunch of letters at us. So he said, "This is my name."
Did you ever see in the Olympics? I don't know what the guy wasn't from Russia, but one of the countries in that area, and the meme was like when your cat walks across your keyboard, and his name had to be like 18 letters long.
That's funny. That's
Oh
exactly my
God.
name.
Yeah. Where does it come from?
My dad is from Armenia,
Yeah.
so.
I was about to say, it seems very Eastern European.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So it's one of them countries that used to be Russia.
USSR.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, then it wouldn't have been Russia. Russia's Russia.
Well, Russia used to be big Russia. Now it's like Czechoslovakian, Pakistanian.
Say that
I-
sounds Middle Eastern. That doesn't sound. That doesn't sound Eastern
I just made
European.
it up.
Anyway, I think Larry needs to do some
Research?
geography classes.
No. Larry didn't do good in school.
Larry's done with school.
Larry punches and kicks.
So Cody, you're going to school for
Broadcast journalism.
Okay. And is that a 4-year program?
Yeah, it's 4-year. Yep.
What are you in? Second?
In my fourth.
your
So
fourth.
yeah, getting
Finish
ready
up.
to finish up. Yep.
Okay,
Oh
cool.
no! Now he's gonna have to go and get a job.
Yep.
So what's your senior project?
That's next semester. I take my senior seminar. So that's
What are
my
you gonna do
that's
in
my
it?
final. I'm not 100% sure yet. I actually have like meetings lined up with my advisors and stuff, and we're gonna figure all that out. So
We should
What
just,
do you think you want to do?
I don't know. My answer.
best answer.
Best answer.
We should just film a show and then send it in and be like, boom, book
Hey,
report done.
if it works for that, like I will use the video for sure.
Yeah,
Look at that.
I just did this. I
you go.
outshined my professor. You think you get in trouble for that in college?
For what? Outshine your
Being
professor?
smarter than your teacher?
No, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Tenure.
Happens a lot at my school too. My kids are a lot smarter than me.
All right. So we're gonna start today's show off with Cody, you're a big MMA fan.
Yeah, big,
You're
big,
big
big.
into sports.
Yep.
Do you have any questions? From an outsider's perspective, when you're watching the sport or anything at all about training or fighting.
Yeah. Obviously never have fighting in my life. Like, what's it like to get punched in the face, man? Does it suck as bad as it looks? Like,
You know what? To me, it's normal. I teach kids and adults for a living, and one time I went to the school, didn't have a black eye, but like a little bit, and one of the kids is like, "Sensei, what happened to your eye?" And I was like, "My best friend punched me in the face." And there's a picture of Jimmy Rivera up, and I'm like, "My best friend punched me in the face." He's like, "What did you do?" I was like, "I kicked him right in his face," and the kid gave me a look. And then he goes, "And then what happened?" I go, "Then we went and had lunch together." It's just, that's a normal Wednesday for me.
it's a lifestyle, right?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
what you do.
It's
Nothing's better than getting to punch your friends in the
you
face.
you really do get used to it though.
Yeah.
I mean, like the first time when you're a kid, you get hit in the face. You're like, it's the scariest thing ever. Now you get punched in the face. Dude, what are you doing? What is going on?
Does it hurt less now than it used to when you first started?
It depends who's hitting
Yeah.
it and how good
Right.
you get hit. Sometimes they get a good shot
Yeah.
there, you'll feel it, or a kick to the body, or a good low kick.
Body shots you feel.
But it's you know that.
Body shots you feel.
Larry has a permanent bump on his rib.
Oh God.
I'm
from being-
deformed. He deformed me.
That's a good story. I was training for my first pro kickboxing fight.
Right.
So Shion had me in the ring. We're doing rounds. Every round somebody new would come in, and I just hit Larry with a left knee right to the body. Boom! He goes down. And without a beat, Shion's like, All right, Larry, roll out of the ring. Get in there.
Nah.
He's got to work. He's got to work.
That's cute. You think Shion remembered my name? He said, "Get the kid out the ring. Get somebody else in there now."
Just roll out. And he's like, oh, and he rolls out of the ring. He's sitting there. He goes, I think Shion will come over, after Lewis is done and see how I'm doing. He just goes in the back. I was just left sitting there holding
Larry's just on the floor.
They roll me out the ring. I'm lying on the ground because they didn't let me step out of the ring. They rolled me out of the ring. And I'm sitting there for maybe 3 minutes, like the next couple of rounds. And I'm thinking, somebody's going to come and check on me. Nobody comes to check on me, so I'm walking away later. I walk past Shion. He's like, what's the matter? I'm like, it just hurts really bad right here. He's like, yeah, you should probably go get that looked at. Just walks away. Broken rib later.
Broken rib? That was what it was?
Yeah. Was it really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why it's deformed. It broke, and
it healed.
I didn't go to the doctor. Yeah, it's calcified, and the bone is all.
They don't really do anything for that anyway.
No, they just tell you not to breathe for 6 weeks.
It's
like when you hurt your foot. They're like, stay off your feet for 6 weeks. Oh, okay,
that's easy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So I got another one for you. What's like that feeling like when you win when you win a big fight? Like what goes through your mind?
It's hard to describe. I mean, you put in 3 months, 2 months, whatever it is, into the training for the fight, and you hope it pays off in the end. It's either the worst feeling in the world,
right,
or it's the best feeling in the world. And there's no high that can compare. You know what I mean? You hear about a lot of professional athletes when they're done, fighting or football, whatever the case may be, they turn to drugs,
right,
because they're looking, for that
right,
high. Think about like an NFL wide receiver. They score that touchdown in a game. You got 60, 70, 80,000 people going nuts. You're looking for that, years later.
What's going to compare to that? Yeah.
Nothing can compare to that, and a lot of times that's what ends up happening.
Right,
but,
right.
It's a crazy feeling. Like, you really do feel, like you listen to wrestling, like the electricity in the crowd. Yeah. But it really is. Like, you feel the crowd being hyped up and stuff. When I fought in London, so normally in the States, if you're the first couple fights on the card, the place is almost half empty.
Right, right.
And, I was expecting that. I was the first fight on the card. But they don't go to England that often. They're there maybe once a year, twice a year tops. So I walk out, and it's like 90, 95% full. I was like, holy shit.
Wow.
Like, I wasn't expecting
right.
it. And, of course, I'm fighting, somebody from England, so they're booing me in the beginning.
Right.
But it's still energy from the crowd,
right.
Whether they're cheering or booing, the crowd's going nuts. And it was just a cool experience. And then afterwards, of course, after the fight, they were cheering and stuff,
right,
which was awesome. But it's pretty cool.
Cool.
Look, what was your biggest high off of a fight? Like you won this fight, and that was like the best feeling you've had, just in your fights though.
My John Lineker fight.
Yeah.
Sick.
The first like 30 seconds, you could just hear the crowd going crazy every time we were exchanging, and probably wasn't smart like to stay in the pocket. Especially now, like you watch, his career and stuff. Like nobody stays in the pocket.
No.
With him. But I knew he was a big puncher, but I knew technically I was better.
He wings from his hip. He wings from his hip.
He wings from his hips. Big shots. You see them coming, but if he catches you on the chin, you're gonna go out. You know what I mean? But I knew technically I was better, and my power is just as good as his. And I feel like my shots were adding up, in the fight to, it led to the submission. But I think in the third round, I probably would have finished him either way, whether we're standing or on the ground.
Yeah, and that was a fight too. He had a hard cut.
I had a feeling. I was telling like Jimmy and Nick when we were cutting weight that week. I was like, I don't think this guy's gonna make weight, man. He's never fought at 25 before. He's a small 35er, but he never fought at 25. And you saw in his career he missed weight. What? Like
he did miss weight a bunch of times.
And if I believe too, that was his first fight in the States.
That was his first fight in the States. Yes.
Yeah, that's got to be hard too, traveling over here and such.
That makes a difference when you travel to another country. You don't know the food. It's hard to get like things you're used to and stuff. I know in England it was like to get healthy food I was just buying grilled chicken, buying chicken and cooking it myself because you couldn't find it, in restaurants and stuff. The food was completely different, so it makes a difference.
You had a great comment in the post fight too. They called them hands of stone, and you're like, they should call them head of stone.
Head of stone.
My hands are killing me. My hands are killing me. We landed some
That's
shots.
Great.
All right, let's go to the next question.
All right, so obviously you're in very good shape. You train every day, right? I'm trying to get my beach bod on this season, man. I want to rip this off in front of like the ladies. You know what I'm saying? Give me some tips on what I can do for getting in shape for summer.
You got to start in the winter.
Yep.
So a lot of people think, okay, you know, it's April, it's May, it's time to get in shape for the summer. It's too late. You'll be in shape in August.
Right.
You know what I mean? Summer body's made in the winter, in the spring. You got to make sure you're eating right, 5 to 6 times a day, small portion meals. You got to be working out. 3 to 4 times a week would be good. If you're not working out now, you want to start it twice a week, and then build it up. But it's really just staying consistent and doing it for the long haul. We do in Tiger Schulman's, we do our 90-day challenge. We started in January. So you got January, February, March. I think it ends in the middle of April, right, Larry?
The 90-day challenge?
90-day challenge ends in the
It's
middle of
about
April.
90 days long.
Yep.
It's about 90 days long.
So it ends in April, which takes you right into May and June.
Right.
You're getting in shape for the summer. So if you want to be in shape for the summer, you kind of got to start. Good time to start is after the holidays,
Right.
New Year's, and then you'll be ready for springtime, summertime.
Should we move on?
Yeah.
All right. So my bad.
This is weird. It's usually the other way around.
Well, yeah.
I know. I'm interviewing you.
Well, when either anybody asks a question, it shouldn't just be that one question. Like, so,
I know what you mean.
how do you get
Like
in
follow-
shape quick to go to the beach?
follow-ups.
Okay, so nutrition. Oh, so you got to eat right. What are some of the things that I should eat? Training. Well, I don't have that much time. What can I do just to get in shape real fast? I went to the beach once. I got stung by a jellyfish. Do you like jellyfish? Do you like peanut butter and jelly? I don't know. You can go anywhere with it.
Right.
So we try to expand on it a little bit more.
So you want to redo that one or move on?
No, let's go to the next one.
All right.
Whenever you're ready.
All right. So.
It's good practice for him, too.
Yeah. No, I enjoy it. Thanks for having me. So.
We're up here. The next one is how
4.
do I get myself out of a fight?
Right.
What kind of question is that?
That's a brilliant question.
Don't do dumb shit. Okay, go ahead.
Without how do I get myself into a fight without having to fight? As silly as it
Well,
sounds.
no, the question. Did I write it wrong?
No,
You're right.
Wrong. How do I get myself into a fight?
That's real easy. I can show you real quick. I'll go over. I'll slap Lewis real fast.
Yeah.
And he'll beat the shit out of me, and then.
So if Larry came over here and slapped you, how would you get out of it?
He'd be picking up his teeth with a broken arm.
Well, let's be honest. Larry's not gonna go over there and
Yeah.
slap Lewis. Larry knows Lewis. Lewis knocked me out one time.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you flashed me.
When?
Yonkers.
Oh, when you came down like a couple nights. Really?
He flashed me. I took a knee, and you came over to me, and you're like, dude, you okay? And I was like, keep going, just keep going. And you were like, yeah, okay, keep going. And then you hit me again, and you felt bad. And then you did the Quentin Jackson thing. You put your arms out, and you spun around really, really fast, like for 15 seconds.
Uh-huh.
And then you were like, all right, now we're both dazed. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. No. Fedor does that.
Yeah, you were trying to simulate, like.
Fedor would do that.
That's crazy technique.
He would spin around a bunch of times and then try to fight. So his equilibrium's messed up. And it would simulate, like him getting rocked. in a
Right.
fight.
Wow, that's crazy. That is insane.
Well, some of the things that I would do to get myself out of a fight is redirect. Usually somebody who's going to try to pick a fight with you, some dummy at the bar or whatever. Very easy to manipulate. Very easy to trick. So you just redirect them. Like one time, I was at a college bar, and I'm gonna come sit over there so you guys can catch me on camera. I'm gonna come sit over there.
You're not going to crack the lens?
I
Right.
would.
We don't have the microphone over there.
That's all
anymore.
right. I'll just yell real loud. One time I was at a bar in Pleasantville. I forget what it was called. And I was sitting with a bunch of friends, and then this kid came over, and he sat down across from us because our friends had gotten up or whatever. So I was like, whatever, who cares? Let him sit there. And then the girls that we were with came back, and I was like, hey, bro, do me a favor. Our friends are back. Can you get up out the booth and let them sit? He's like, no. I was like, dude, like, we had this table. We were nice enough to let you sit. This pretty girl. Let the pretty girl sit. So he puts his arm around his girlfriend. And he's like, I got a prettier girl. Sorry. And I looked at him, and I looked at the girls we were with, and I looked at him, looked at his girl, looked at the girls, looked at him, looked at the girl he was with. Yeah, not even close, buddy. Not even close. And he got real hurt. He got bent about it. So he got up after that, but he's standing right there at the table, just like staring at me. So I know he's staring at me, and my buddy who's sitting next to me is like, "Dude, this dude's gonna hit you." I was like, "He's not gonna hit me. I already know right off the bat he's not gonna hit me." So he's just staring at me. So finally I was like, "Do you want to buy me a drink or something? Like, why are you standing there?" And he's like, "You." So if I'm quick with words, so I don't remember exactly what I said to him, but I was able to kind of like redirect the conversation and whatever, just enough to get him to think about something else rather than being angry and furious at me and trying to hurt me. So that's one thing that you can do. You can always redirect. You can always, I do it with my son all the time. Just change the conversation real quick and just pretend like it never happened. And most people will. Most people don't want to fight.
Most people
You know?
don't.
Like if you
They're
get
just
mad,
jousting.
yeah, like if you get mad at somebody real quick, they want the chance to have the bravado and show out like they're gonna fight. And sometimes you could even just let them win that. Okay, you're right. You'll kick my ass. You're right. Of course you're right. But then sometimes the more you do that, the more pissed off you get.
Right. Yeah.
Of course you could kick my ass. I mean, it's obvious you could kick my ass. You look really strong. You look like you would hit real hard. Actually, you know what? Do me a favor. Throw a punch at me now. Let's go. Let's go.
My dad always taught me, he's like, if you get in a fight, especially as you're older as an adult, you know, the winner goes to jail, the loser goes to the hospital.
Mm-hmm. And
You know,
usually
like
the-
it's a
that's a good
lose-lose
one.
situation.
And I remember back when I was a kid, the one who went to jail, one who was the second one that called the cops. The cops in our town used to always tell us, like, if you guys are getting into a fight, call the cops first. Whoever calls the cops first wins. The other person's getting in trouble.
Wow.
It's that simple. It's like pro sports,
Right.
right? They don't see the foul.
only see the
They
guy
see the
who gets
reaction
back.
for
Yep.
the foul.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
What other kind of questions we got up there? Who wrote these questions?
All right, next one. If I needed to know one thing to save my life in a fight, what would it be?
One killer move.
What in the 5-on-2? You
You
don't get the 5-on-2? 5-on-2.
Oh.
5-on-2.
Well, yeah.
No. I would say don't stay in the situation longer than you have to. So kind of like what you were saying, don't let it get to that level. You know, try to de-escalate the situation or redirect or just, all right, yeah, you can kick my ass, bro, whatever. And then just, you know, keep it moving. But if you do get into physical altercation, you know, you want to hit somebody once or twice in a vulnerable area and then just, you know, get the hell out of there. You don't want to stay in a situation longer than you have to.
Eyes. Throat. Groin.
Solar plex. Good liver shot. Somebody
Liver
moving.
shot. Do you see the thing the other day with your buddy Mighty Mouse?
No,
Talk
no.
about how he would beat Brock Lesnar if they
Oh.
had to fight.
Kick him in the liver.
And he was 100% serious. He's like, I'd fight Brock Lesnar, yeah.
Brock
I mean,
would just
obviously.
shoot a double.
Yeah, he's obviously
from 20
he's much bigger
feet
than
out.
me, but my
Double
skill
from the
level is so
defense.
much higher than his. I could take him.
Technically, he's 100 times
Oh, yeah.
better. But Brock is literally twice as big.
No, he's. Yes.
Probably bigger. Because if Mighty Mouse
Oh,
walks
yeah,
around at
3 times,
140,
yeah.
Yeah.
if he walks around at
He
140,
walks around at 3.
Brock walks around, let's say he weighs in 265, he's probably up to 290 by the night of fight.
And when Brock used to fight, it was a hard cut to 265. It was a tough cut for him. So, yeah, I don't know.
You gotta love that attitude, though, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah,
You'd fight Brock if you had to.
you got to give me a lot of money.
Okay.
Yeah,
Brock
I-
slaps Sarah right in front of you. You
I
going
go-
Kevin Hart? You
I-
you fight your brother?
I go get my knife.
Yeah.
I have a hunting knife.
You
It's
look
like
at Sarah
this.
and you're like-
my machete.
You look at Sarah like, what did you do to upset this kid? Brock, I'm sorry, sir. I'm gonna take her home right now. and
How's
figure
your
this out."
hand? How's your hand?
Is your hand
Seriously,
okay?
Andy, you want some ice?
You ever see that, the Kevin Hart thing?
Which one?
This comedy sketch he says, he's like, listen, I'm a lover, I'm not a fighter. I'll tell you right now, me and you, we go out on a nice date to the movies. This guy comes up to you, smacks you in your face. That's something that just happened. He just smacked you. I ain't gonna do nothing about it. Because if he smacked you, what do you think he's willing to do to me? We can't both go home with black eyes. One of us gotta drive. One of us gotta be able to see. I think of these things. I think ahead. Right? So I might ask you and try to figure out a way for it to not happen again. Figure out where you went wrong to have made that man come over and slap you.
Figure out where you went wrong.
You obviously did something wrong.
Yeah.
There.
Oh my god.
I would say if I had to know one move, it would be knee kick to the groin. That would be my first
Knee to the groin.
I'm in trouble. Or
Or
remember
a
the
low kick, man.
Remember the second Karate Kid movie, where
Is that when he went to Japan?
or Okinawa? Same thing, right? I So racist.
I don't remember. I don't really
so
remember.
Racist, like,
That is.
I'm telling
You just
Justin.
grouped a bunch of people
Justin's
together.
gonna be so mad at you. So, he's cleaning something in the little dojo thing, and he drops it on the ground.
Mhm.
And he goes, "Oh, don't drop the weapon." I said, "What do you mean weapon?" So Mr. Miyagi bends down to pick it up and fakes like a punch to the groin, and that's what he did when he was in the bar. The guy took his wallet, took the money out, threw it on the ground, and he said, "Pick up your wallet." Picks up, punches him right in the groin. I would do that.
I
Anthony
remember
did
that.
that one.
I remember
Duranzio.
that.
Duranzio was bouncing, and there was a guy out there who was being real like drunk and whatever in White
Mhm.
Plains, and the guy was, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa! Come on, I'll fight you right now." So I said, "All right, you really want to fight? You really want to fight? All right." So he looks at everybody. So the guy like squares up, like, "Yeah, we're gonna fight." Just walks right up to him, just kicks him right in the dick, and the guy just dropped. He's like, "Fight's over." I win. Just went
I
back
can see
inside.
Anthony saying it just like
Just
that too.
I mean, I wasn't there, but
Fight's over, I
Yeah,
win.
fight's over. I win. Get out of here. Wah, 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 wah.
Those are obscure. I don't remember Karate Kid 2.
You don't?
How many were there? There were
What?
3?
No, there was Karate Kid 1, Karate Kid 2, Karate Kid 3, the next Karate Kid.
The next Karate Kid, which was
Hilary
with the
Swank.
girl,
Yeah,
right?
Hilary Swank.
Hilary
Yeah.
Swank.
Karate Kid 3 was terrible, except for the part where
We did a demo for that.
for the Karate Kid for the next Karate
For the
Kid.
next Karate Kid.
What was the one they
Let me
did with
see.
Jackie Chan? Was that it? Didn't they do one with Jackie Chan?
That was in
Jackie Chan?
2002. What Jackie Chan movie came out in 2002?
Rush Hour.
Russian.
No.
What was the Tuxedo? Was that 2002?
Was that with Jennifer Love Hewitt?
It was in
Jennifer
September of
Love
It was
2000.
him and the other guy. Oh God.
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Jackie.
That's all I'm gonna think
Chan.
about now for the rest of the day. Jennifer Love Hewitt.
It was in September of 2002 for that demo.
Were you there?
No, because I went to.
College.
Yes, I went to college. That was like a week after I went upstate. All right, films. Here we go. Films.
Jackie Chan's coming out with a new movie now. Looks
He was in
really good.
films in the 60s?
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
How old is he?
He's 60 years old, probably.
Oh my
60
God.
A little bit older, 63, I think. Jackie Chan. He's got a new movie.
Yep,
coming out
it was
called,
the. Oh, wait. Yeah, the tuxedo.
Tuxedo.
He's got a new
Tuxedo.
movie coming out called The Foreigner, which is like Jackie Chan and Taken.
Oh, with Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yeah,
Whatever happened to her?
I don't know, but I'll find out.
She married, what's his face?
No,
Freddie Prinze.
no, that's Buffy. The girl who played Buffy married Freddie. Prinze.
Yes. Okay. She was
Sarah-
in,
Sarah
I know what she
Michelle
did last
Gellar?
summer. I know
Yeah.
what she did last summer.
Sarah Michelle Gellar is Buffy. Jackie Chan, you know Jackie Chan, how he got his start? Wasn't as a martial artist. It was as an acrobatic circus performer.
That's why he does all that
Yep.
crazy shit.
Yep, and then Bruce Lee, and then he wanted to be like Bruce Lee.
So he didn't start training martial arts.
Well,
until
he
was
might have
older?
been training in the martial arts in the circus, but that wasn't his performance. That wasn't
Right, right.
what he was doing. Jackie Chan is 63 years old.
Oh my
Wow.
God bless him.
Wow.
Yeah, the best part of every Jackie Chan movie, though, is at the end of the movie, like when the credits are rolling,
Mhm.
and they show you all the times he
The
almost
bloopers?
died during the thing. Like, there's some stuff, he should probably be dead. He did that movie Rumble in the Bronx, and he did the whole second half of the movie in a full
cast
foot cast.
Yeah.
And they put a
Wow.
sock on it
to look like his
to
pants
make, and
shoes.
colored it like a sneaker and
Mhm.
like and that. And he did a scene where he jumped off of something onto a barge or a barge.
He jumped from a roof like onto the fire escape through a window.
Yeah, with the cast on his
With the
foot.
cast on his foot. Yeah.
Jackie Chan's a legend, man.
Yeah. Jackie Chan. Who's your favorite like old school karate movie guy?
Oh, that's easy. For me.
I honestly grew up just watching the Karate Kid, the original
Wait,
one.
let me ask you again. How old are you?
24, 23
Okay,
actually.
So it's a different generation.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have the same as us.
Well, he watched the original Karate Kid.
The original
Yeah.
Karate Kid, my grandfather used to show me all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loved that movie. What's wrong with grandfather?
No, it's just because you're younger and we're older, so like your grandfather's probably like a grade younger than I was.
Grade younger.
Yeah, your grandfather's probably my
age.
backup on JV wrestling.
I would
Yeah.
say Van Damme. Hands
Van Damme?
down. Van Damme.
Yeah.
Bloodsport. Kickboxer.
Kickboxer was.
Kickboxer,
I
yeah.
Bloodsport was the first, so it was so good. But I think Kickboxer was better.
Bottom one.
Bottom.
He's got to break the bottom brick.
He did it.
That's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's so cheesy. I watched it once with my wife.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, I used to love this movie as a kid. And like 20 minutes, she's like, what's with this cheesy music?
Yeah.
You know, like the 80s
Yeah.
music montage when they're training. I'm like, the cheesiness is what makes it
Yeah.
awesome. But I kind of forgot how cheesy those movies
I
are.
gotta do that. I gotta go back and rewatch it with different.
It was on
eyes, you know?
Netflix for a while. I don't know if it's still.
Well,
on.
and then the kickboxer movie is with the drunken Jean-Claude Van Damme dancing.
Oh, the dancing.
It's the best.
Classic.
Drops down in the split in his Miami Vice bright colors clothes.
He had a Hard Target. Remember Hard Target,
Yeah.
where he had the long hair.
mullet, yeah.
That was good.
Double Team with Dennis Rodman.
There was Double Team, and then what was the one where it was his
Double
twin?
Impact.
Double Impact.
Yeah.
There's Double Impact.
Now what about Seagal? You ever watch any old Steven Seagal movies?
No,
No?
not a big fan.
See, I like Steven Seagal better than I liked
Van Damme?
Yeah.
He's good.
I love the clothesline, and he was breaking arms and stuff. I like that better. And he
I
just
didn't like all
and
that.
also too, I saw Seagal on
Beat up Anderson Silva.
no Professor Seagal. I saw Seagal on the Arsenio Hall show, challenging Van Damme to a fight. He's like, I'd fight him, but he wouldn't fight me. It wouldn't be fair to him.
George Foreman just called him out on Twitter. Did you see
Yeah,
that
I saw
recently?
that. I did
Steven
see
Seagal?
that. Yep, he did.
He
What did
goes.
he say?
He goes. It could be 3 rounds, 10 rounds, gloves, no gloves, any style fight you want.
Yeah.
Let's do it and put it on pay per view.
It was weird. It was weird.
What?
Who's bigger now?
You're like
George Foreman or
70,
Steven
sir.
Seagal? I bet you George Foreman can still knock somebody out.
Oh yeah.
George Foreman is that guy you'll see in the videos on the Facebook who
George Foreman
knocks out
probably
3 kids
he's
at
not.
7-Eleven.
He was a big guy, but he lost a lot of weight with the Foreman grill.
Yeah.
All the fat comes off your food.
Genius.
All the fat comes off
Him
your food.
and William Shatner.
Every
Two of the
karate-
most brilliant people in the world.
Every college person has a George Foreman.
And all they did with that was, we want you to do this infomercial for us. How much is it going to cost? I won't charge you anything. Just give me a piece. I want a piece of the company. Like this. Okay, startup. Like, you don't have any money to pay a famous person to do the commercial. So
We'll give you a 25% stake in the company.
10%. That's what William Shatner did with what was that price thing he did?
Priceline?
Yeah.
That's what he did?
Yeah. That's how you get the money, man. Back end. We get no back end of this, by the way. We have no back end. We have no front end.
Wait, I'm not getting paid to do this?
No, actually.
No, there's water in the
You
back.
actually owe us $35 before you leave.
There's water in the back.
It's like a swear jar we have over there. You gotta just put a donation in. He's having another baby. Come on, man. Trying to keep feet. You don't want his baby to eat.
Yeah, number 3.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
You don't
Thank
want
you.
his baby to eat, is what you're saying.
What?
You don't want his baby to eat, is what you're saying.
Don't go there, please.
Cody, have you ever been in a fight?
There were
Like a
always-
legit fight, not like 2 7-year-olds pushing each other.
No. Like, we used to, in football practice all the time, there would always be, like, somebody goes a little past the whistle on a play, and it all of a sudden the helmets are ripped off and you guys are rolling on the ground, and it's a little harder because you got pads on, but that's like the extent of my fights have been. With teammates where it happens, then you get up,
Is this
dap
high
up.
school ball or
Yeah,
college
high school ball.
High school.
Yeah.
Coaches in the NFL, they say they like that every once in a while.
Our coaches loved it.
Yeah.
Our whole team, when 2 kids would fight, we'd jump in a ring. Everyone would make like a big ring.
A big circle.
Yeah, big circle around him, and then like the coaches would let it go, and then, but
Well, that's what football is. It's a sport of
Yeah.
controlled aggression.
right.
So the coaches like that. It lights a fire under them. They say.
But very
But I
rarely.
imagine right after 2 seconds after, you
Very
guys were like,
rarely
"All right, what's up?"
did it linger like
Yeah,
after.
yeah.
Like we were done right away.
That's the cool thing with boys, man.
Yeah.
Like that's what we were saying the other day. How girls with the bullying
Oh.
are so much worse.
It's
than,
brutal,
than,
man.
than
It's
boys.
so
so
bad.
catty too.
Yeah, boys like F you. You wanna,
Let's go get some chicken.
Yeah,
breakfast
right.
lunch. Let's go get some chicken.
Exactly.
you ripped my shirt, dude. Sorry.
But,
What was the worst fight you ever saw in high school or college?
actually, I saw the worst fight I ever saw was between 2 chicks. Actually.
I believe it.
and it was at like a park. We were hanging out at a gazebo in Hillsdale, and it just 2 girls had problems. One girl was like pretty badass. Like she walked up to the girl, grabbed her by the back of the hair, and like pulled her down backwards, and the girl just went flat. Like, and then she just jumped on her and started beating her, and we all, like 5 different guys jumped in and pulled her off, and that was crazy. The girl's face was all bloody. It was horrible.
They were rough. What's
Yeah.
the worst fight you ever seen? Not like
We were in Hoboken once. I think Rich Boyne was with me and stuff.
Richie Bourne. Oh my god.
And
How long ago was this?
3-4 years
Oh,
ago.
so it's not that long.
5 years ago maybe. And we were going around in different places. I go in to use the bathroom, come out, and we see these two guys arguing, and then one guy just clocks him, and the dude falls backwards, hits his head on the concrete.
Oh.
He's out cold.
That's dangerous, man.
And there's two girls there, and they're like, oh my God. So we're like, yo, what are you doing? And this guy jets. So me and Rich Boyne start chasing him. We chased him for like 6 blocks. Dude was out.
Why were you chasing him?
Because he cold cocked the guy.
Oh. So you were trying. Oh, you were helping. Okay.
Yeah, we were gonna hold the guy down until somebody came.
That's good.
And after that happened, we come back, and the guy's just passed out.
What's up?
What's up, bro?
11 o'clock. We do the rounds again like we did on Monday.
I should be done by then. If not 11:15.
I'll make sure he's
let
out
me
by
know
11.
If you're not done by 11, then I'm gonna do something else, and then 11:15 do it. So let me know.
I'll make sure
Alright.
he's out by 11.
That
was just for our viewing audience. That was Jesus. Jesus came in and asked Lewis to help him.
He is bearded like him.
Yeah.
And then I came back, and the dude, there was like blood coming out.
Damn.
He pissed himself. He was messed up.
I think the worst. I have two, because he said girl fights. So I'm thinking, but the worst thing I ever saw, like violence-wise, was I was at a music festival up at Albany College, and it was a beautiful day, and a big fight broke out. And as far as I am to you,
Mm-hmm.
I saw a dude shake up a beer can,
Oh god.
so it gets harder,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And just as like Roger Clemens, poof, and it smashed this kid in the face,
Damn.
and his face exploded,
Oh.
and he just went down. He just went down.
Oh.
And then I saw a girl fight, like he said, right? And this is amazing. There was this girl. It was a girl named Deneen Bazan versus Georgetta something. Don't remember Georgetta's name. And Deneen was like the hot girl. She was like the hottest girl in our school. She was amazingly, beautifully hot. Wonderful hot. Just look and see if she's looking through the camera. She's so hot. Anyway, so you're thinking, and Georgetta was more like a hood girl. She was from Yonkers, so you're thinking like, okay, Georgetta's gonna beat Deneen. Like, so me and my buddy were like, we gotta let them fight, but we can't let this go too long. We can't let Deneen's face get messed up. We're not letting that happen. So Georgetta's hanging.
We're not letting that happen.
We're not letting that happen. So we're helping the world. So we're there in Yorktown, in the town, and Georgetta's there, and we're waiting for Deneen to come. And Deneen pulls up in a car, and before the car's even stopped, opening up the door to get out, she got sweatpants on, a tank top on, and as she's walking over, she's putting up her hair.
Uh-oh.
Right? And I'm like, wow, she looks serious. And she comes over, and Georgetta goes to do something, and she just like ducks underneath, comes up, boom, bam, and like Georgetta's down. And she just gets up, like walks over. Did you ever see the movie Knock Around Guys with Vin Diesel?
No, I've
No.
seen like the
Okay.
poster and.
So
yeah,
there's
I
a
know
part in
what
that
you're
movie
talking
where they go to this town, they have to prove how tough they are. So he says, you take the biggest guy in town, you beat him like he's never been beaten before. So Vin Diesel takes about 5 minutes to beat this guy up. Beats him up, walks around him to the other side, beats him up, walks around him. That's what Deneen did.
Wow.
She knocked her down, slowly and calmly walked over, grabbed her hair, like in the WWE, right? Like she's out, like this, lifts up her hair, boom, boom, boom,
Damn.
lets her go, walks around to the other side, does the same thing, but with the other hand. So she's ambidextrous. Boom, boom.
And
boom.
you guys just watching?
We're like this.
So the
She had on really like tight sweatpants, so like her lower half, man.
so
Anyway.
the pretty girl that you were gonna protect ended up kicking the other girl's
Yeah,
ass.
so it
Wow.
took us a minute. We were like, wait, she's not as pretty, but we still have to save her. Like, so
Right.
we went in, and I grabbed up Deneen and picked her up. She's like 100 pounds.
Right.
I grabbed her and picked her up. I was like, that's it. Come on over here. What are you doing? Good job. What are you doing? You going anywhere? That was probably the worst.
Wow.
Like, girls are just so much meaner, man.
Yeah.
Girls are terrible.
Usually not with the physical stuff. It's more verbal and
They're cat, yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
Honestly, anything.
and they don't let nothing go.
No, they'll remember. They'll be like, that bitch said something to me 7 years ago
Mhm.
while I was at the water fountain in elementary school. She said to hurry up. I wasn't done. I was thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
And what about social media with bullying now? Like with especially girls, I feel like it's relentless, man. Like
You can't get away from
you
it.
can't get away from it anywhere. You get bullied in school. You go home. You go on your computer. You get bullied on your computer.
Mm-hmm.
And
On
it's
your
like
phone.
on your phone, everywhere you look.
It's a different generation, so I don't know. I don't know if I read something if I'd be as, heated as if you said it to me.
I think everybody's different, but
Yeah.
the point is they can still get to you.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you went to school, you might have friends in your neighborhood that didn't go to your school. you're cool with those kids. So you get away from whatever happened in school. They can't get you until Tuesday at 9 o'clock when you go back to school. Now you go home, you check your phone, and they're hitting you up on Instagram or Snapchat or whatever it is, and they're just making fun of you.
And you have no chance for a quick rebuttal. That'll eat at you.
Like you can't get away from it
Yeah.
though.
Right.
It's 24/7. They have access to you.
It's kind of
Even nowadays with like celebrities, like people do things on Twitter or Instagram, like they write back to fans, and people, oh, you're a professional athlete, you shouldn't have done that. Would Michael Jordan have done that? Well, we really don't know.
Yeah.
Like, would he?
because it was a different time.
It was a different time.
How many of the professional
Right.
athletes now you see getting in trouble on the Twitter all the time?
Right. But think about how many would be in trouble if they had it back in the day,
Oh, yeah.
because they're aware of it now and they're still getting in trouble.
Can you imagine
So
Lawrence Taylor?
Yeah,
if there
like-
was social media. Because nobody knew. I mean,
Seriously,
I'm sure
though.
his teammates knew, NFL
Right.
people knew.
Right.
But fans had no idea that he was a tremendous coke addict.
Like if everybody had a smartphone and cameras,
Right.
and they could take pictures and stuff.
Remember the guy who was the coach of the Jets, Herman Edwards?
Herm Edwards, yep.
Great inspirational speaker and
Yeah.
everything like that. He said, think about it before you hit send. So once you hit send,
Yep.
that's it. Don't come back. You can delete it. They don't come back. It's out there. It's out there. Everybody's gonna see it. You think before you hit send. There should be two.
Who's the NBA
Yeah.
guy that sent nudes to everybody on
I
Snapchat?
didn't hear that.
Yeah.
D-Wade?
No. Oh God, this is gonna kill me. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know his name, but
Kurt Rambis.
you can
Correct.
just don't start naming random NBA players. There's a shit ton.
That was a
of them.
coach. That was a coach.
But I guess he was taking pictures and sending it to some girl. But instead of sending it to the girl, he put it like on his story.
Right.
Yeah.
And then once it's yeah. And then
my
once that's
God.
out, people screenshot it, save it, whatever the case
You
may
saw
be.
Baywatch?
Baywatch?
Yeah.
No, the newer one with The Rock.
Did you see it?
No.
It was good. It wasn't great. It was good. But there's that thing they're talking about, and it's like the Snapchat, and Zac Efron's in the movie, and he's like, yeah, you can send dick pics to the Snapchat, but you can't do that now. People are screenshotting it. They save it forever. There's websites now. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can you imagine if I had social media when I was a kid? I can't even imagine that. I can't.
I had a beeper
I had a pager.
for no reason whatsoever.
No, I had it for a reason. I don't know what the reason was, but there was obviously a reason. You don't just do things for no reason.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Does that
Did you have a StarTech? Did you have a StarTech flip phone?
No.
That was
I had the first colored cell phone.
Okay.
I don't know what it was. It was a Sprint. It was a gray one. You flipped it open, but it had a colored screen.
Yeah.
Speaking of things like that, so do you ever play video games?
I have in the past. I don't.
Did you play like Nintendo, Super Nintendo? Okay, so I wanted the Nintendo. You saw the little one that came out last
That has
Christmas,
all the old school games.
right?
Jill-
Impossible to find. So my friend, who unfortunately right now is out of work, he's like, I went to New York to the Nintendo store when the last one came out. He's like, I really don't want the Super Nintendo, but if you want, I'll go pick it up for you. Just pay for my parking or whatever, and whatever it costs. I'm not gonna make money off you. So he waited online for like 3 hours
Yeah.
for me.
Wow.
Got it for me. I hook it up. I'm so excited. And you would think on like a nice TV, high def,
Oh my
even though the
God.
graphics are older,
Right.
it should look nice. It looked
Terrible.
horrible.
Oh my God.
It was like,
The video games nowadays, like you in the UFC game, looks like you.
it
in the
looks
UFC
like
game.
me. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I remember, obviously, the graphics wouldn't be that good.
Right.
But I didn't think it would be that
That
bad. It was horrible.
You like video games, Cody?
Oh, I love video
You
games,
play.
of course.
You play them now.
I try to. I don't have as much time to play them now, but
What's your favorite game all time?
Oh God. Give me like either I have to say like sports Madden. Other than that, Assassin's Creed.
Okay. Did you see the movie?
No, I haven't. But
It was terrible.
yeah, I didn't even bother to watch it.
The only video games I really remember playing, the last video game I remember playing, was Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, wow.
GTA is a
Like
good game.
two,
Yeah.
like that long ago. And then I bought the UFC game because you were in it. And then I couldn't beat you there either.
You like playing with me?
I like to play with you. I like to be in control of you. I like to use you as my character and not have any offense. And just have you get the shit out of here.
Gee, thanks, Larry.
You ever see the video of the glitches of the UFC game?
Oh, yeah.
It's so dumb.
hysterical. There's one with Demetrius Johnson where he got outside the cage And the other guy's inside the cage. It looks like he's trying to get back in the
Oh
cage.
my
He's like,
God.
he just can't find the door. Because they have the thing where they're commentating it.
Right.
Right,
Joe
right.
Rogan and Goldberg?
Goldberg.
Goldberg.
Won't be Goldberg anymore.
Yeah.
No.
That kind of
That's
sucks.
a good question. Who's the best commentating team? You like Cruz? I like Cruz when he does commentating.
I think he's okay. Yeah.
You got to go with Goldberg and Joe
all
Rogan.
time. Well,
all time.
What was the other guy's name? Aurelio? The guy from Pride?
I'm not a big fan of his.
No?
Who's the guy that does King of the Cage? He also does the British ones too. He's freaking
he have the accent?
hysterical. Huh?
An
Yeah.
accent? Yeah,
Hey.
I don't know his name, but I know you're.
During Jimmy's fight, he's like, Jimmy hits him with another left hook. This guy's taking more shots than an alcoholic.
Yeah, he sounds like he's like a
That's
WWE guy.
Yeah.
This is a slobber knocker we have going on here.
Did you guys watch the fights this weekend? The Cerrone Darren Till
I
fight?
did
No,
not, 'cause
I watched
it's
it
on
after the
Because
fight.
do you like Dan Hardy and what's the other
Yeah.
guy? They're pretty good, right? I like
Hardy's
them. I
good.
enjoy them.
He called my fight in London,
Right.
and that was actually his first like post fight interview.
Right.
Dan Hardy's a cool guy.
Yeah, I
He's
enjoy
really
the
good.
accents a lot, man.
Huh?
Sad story. Dan Hardy.
Supposedly he was trying to make a comeback, but then
Yeah,
it,
Hart, right?
yeah, you
Something
haven't heard
Wolf
anything.
heart.
What's that mean?
I have no idea.
Oh.
It's called like wolf heart syndrome or something with the valves, and he's cleared to fight, but their doctors won't clear him or the insurance. I don't know.
He's got a good gig. Why, if it's that big of a problem, why would he
It's
come back?
His heart's a problem, but it's in his heart.
It's
Like,
in-
you can
right.
see he wants to. You know.
He wants to fight.
Would you do that? Would you move on after you retire to commentating and stuff?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
You know what I should do? I should get you a gig at the place I rep. I'm trying to
Commentating.
get them to bring Bill in to film it
Mm-hmm.
and have you do the commentating.
That'd be cool. I did it once before for like Ring of Combat for a couple.
A couple of fights.
Yeah, like they had different people coming in.
That sounds pretty cool.
It was cool. Get a front row seat.
Yeah, that's one of the things I like about doing these referee gigs. So I get the best seat in the house to watch
Yeah.
the fight. I get to watch it.
But you got to be in referee mode.
Yeah, no, you
You
gotta be
can't
on
sit
point.
back and yeah.
I actually, one time I was doing this, I forgot I was the referee because I was enjoying the fight, and
I should probably stop this now. The guy's
no,
knocked out.
they were clinching. So they were doing a kickboxing fight, but it was in a cage, right? So
That's cool.
You don't have to worry about them in the ropes, so you don't have to separate them when they get there. You know, like sometimes in Muay Thai you're supposed to let them fight when they're on the ropes, but sometimes they get tangled up in the ropes. And it's, right, so they were up against the cage and they weren't doing anything. I was just watching for like 15 seconds. I was like, and then the one kid looked at me like, I was like, oh yeah, break. Forgot I was the referee.
But
Just
wait, so
watching.
you have to break them if they're not
Doing
working?
anything. If they're not doing anything, you give like a 5 count, and then, like if one fighter's tired or whatever, they
And the
use
rest
the
of
clinch to
to rest
And
it.
these fights I do, they're like super amateur. There's not a whole lot of skill going on. It's more.
Well, you see some of those smokers, like, they'll take somebody who's been training 2 months and
Oh,
throw
yeah.
them in the ring. It's like, what are you doing?
You don't even know the things they do at this. Okay, so one time I had to do these fights, and the guy that promotes them is a little punch drunk. So going through the card and all these different fights, 'cause it's always grappling, kickboxing, MMA fights. They do everything, boxing matches, everything. So
Boxing in a cage?
Really?
And those, when they touch the cage, I have to stop. They don't want them up against the ropes. So I'm reading through the card, and I was like, I don't recognize these last 2 names. What are they here? And he was like, oh, this is a great story. So this guy, right, he's from the town. This guy is having an affair with this guy's wife. So they're going at each other, right? They've been, had the police called and da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, okay. He's like, yeah, it's something. I think this guy, then he went over there, and he went and took the cat because he said the cat was his. So the wife doesn't get to keep the cat. And then the wife wanted the cat back or whatever. And I think somebody owed somebody like $1,500. And I'm like, wait a second. So these guys don't train in martial arts? No, these are just 2 guys that I know from town who want to fight each other.
Jeez.
It's like, okay. So,
In a kickboxing match or MMA?
kickboxing. In a kickboxing. No, it was just boxing. I'm sorry. It was just a boxing match.
Just boxing.
But it was just basically 2 idiots who wanted to fight each other. So I was like, all right, I'm going to talk to both of these guys. Then I meet the guys, and there's like a 50-pound weight discrepancy. And I look at the one guy who looks like he's in pretty good shape. He's probably like mid-40s. The other guy probably like mid-40s too. And the other guy's just out of shape, terribly out of shape. No. So I'm like, all right, I can't let this fight happen. So you got to cancel this fight. So, I can't cancel this fight. 90% of the people who are here bought tickets to come watch this. It's I can't do that. I was like, okay, I'm not going to referee it. So if you want to jump in there and do it, you can. I'm not going to have any part of it. So he's like, I'll do it. So he jumps in to referee it. The big guy, of course, beats the crap out of the little guy in the first round, but the little guy's the angry one. The little guy is the guy who it was his wife.
Oh,
So he's the angry one.
sucks.
So I went. I kept trying to like I was yelling like break like this. So I go over to the car. I'm like, dude, you gotta stop this fight. And the guy's like, no, I'm gonna get him. Like 10 seconds into the second round, he gets blasted, turns around, and the guy's just punching him in his back and his head, in the back of the head and in his back.
And the promoter was reffing
Yeah,
the
the
fight.
promoters are just watching.
Wow.
I jumped into the ring. I was like, fight's over. That's it.
Wait, there was
Done.
no ref?
No, he was the ref. The
But he
promoter.
wasn't doing anything.
No,
The
he
promoter.
was just watching. He was on the other side.
Jeez.
Like when I referee the jiu-jitsu matches, like I just pick a corner and sit, pretty much, and I just watch and I wait for something that I think is gonna happen, and then I jump in. That's what he was doing in a boxing match. So I jumped into the ring and I was like, "That's it, fight's over, And the promoter's looking, yeah, good idea, fight's over. I was like, oh my god.
That is a crazy story, man. That is crazy.
You gotta see these fights. It's ridiculous. It's terrible.
Where
It's
is this
fun.
again?
The last one I did was in Poughkeepsie, and then sometimes they're in Danbury, sometimes they're in Westchester, different places.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, we got to get you out of here soon.
Yeah, I gotta go train.
You gotta go
beat
train.
Cruz's ass.
I loved having Cody here.
Thank you. I
Did you
appreciate
love
it.
having Cody here?
He's alright.
I had a great time, so it doesn't matter what you say.
Before we go, we have to play a clip for Cody.
A clip of what?
I'll find. Oh, yeah, I gotta go back over there. I'll find it. We gotta play a clip for Cody. We gotta ask Cody if he recognizes this at all.
Uh-oh.
You know what this is?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Shut the TV off and turn it back on. I don't want to see what I'm pulling up on the computer.
What did you do? Wait. Okay, it's off.
Okay.
I have no idea what's going on
I
right
said
now.
this is
That scares me.
100% for me and me alone.
Are you going back to the counts?
No, I'm just gonna play this real quick. I just want to know if this has any resemblance to anything that ever happened to you in your life.
Okay.
Okay, you put the TV on. Can you put the volume on too? Can you hear it? Oh no, we don't hear. We hear it.
Ride together. No, Mike. Who the fuck are you?
I'm just a minute. I'm Reggie.
What you doing here?
Here to take on Megan.
What?
Here to take on Megan.
How old are you?
I'm 15 this minute.
Motherfucker, you look 30. Show us my ID.
I don't have no idea.
You don't have no idea. Get your ass up against that wall. What the fuck's your problem? You think you know it all? You young thundercat. You got joints on you. You smoke that shit?
No, sir.
You trying to get my daughter high? You smoke that shit? Nigga, who that is? Nigga, who the fuck is Reggie?
He got his gun in his pants.
What you want, nigga?
I'm here to take his daughter out.
What's your name?
Reggie.
Hold on, I heard the motherfucker say your name Reggie. You want me to take Megan out? How old are you?
15.
Shit, nigga, you at least 30. You can fight. Oh, you motherfucker, you can't fight. Look at you. No, I want to know if the nigga, somebody gonna take my niece out. I want to know if the nigga can fight.
That's Shion Showman.
Okay? He just got off the joint.
It could be worse. It could be decent.
Yeah, right?
I just got out of jail and I ain't going back. I ain't going back. What's wrong with you? Acting all scared, nigga. You ain't never seen a gun before? Man, stop pointing the gun, man. Nigga, look. Don't you disrespect me in front of company. All right, let the gun go off. You don't nigga, you a big old China ludicrous looking motherfucker, ain't you? Move, nigga. Get out the way. Okay, on the highway. Get the fuck out of the highway. Hey, Mike. Have my daughter home at 10:01. If she ain't home at 10:01, I'm in the car, okay? Locked, loaded, and hunting your motherfucking ass. And I'm gonna walk up, Reggie. And if I'm there, you know what it's gonna be? Chitty, chitty, bang, bang, nigga. That's what it's gonna be.
Marcus!
Oh,
Reggie,
shit.
baby, I am so sorry. Please forgive Megan's dad,
Look
you
at-
silly friend.
Alright, keep it that way. Ain't gonna be no fucking in there.
Baby, the red shirt's nice. I like that. You guys have a good time.
You ever made love to a man? No. You want to?
No, sir.
Alright.
We need to go.
That was cool. So you ready to bust this case open?
Can you imagine him showing up at the house? He got Shion Showman and Neeson.
And Neeson.
Like, yeah.
I said that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have Jimmy, Nick, Like, yeah, come on in. She's getting ready. Have a seat. We're cleaning our guns. Watching old fight videos.
Yeah, Lyman there.
Ivan.
Yeah, there's an old. I heard this on the Joe Rogan show the other day. Bob Schimmel was an old comedian, and he did this skit one time about a guy coming to date his daughter. And he said he was a nice boy, so they were dating for like 6 months or whatever, getting ready to go to the prom. And everybody knows, senior proms for girls usually get taken advantage of. So he says, the kid comes up to him before he's like, "Sir, just wanted to let you know, I really care about your daughter, and I'm thinking that on prom night that we'd be ready to go all the way." Says it to the guy. He goes, "Oh, I appreciate you coming to this. Have you ever gone all the way before?" No. He goes, "You need to know what it's like first. Come inside. Take your pants off." "What? You want to go all the way? You need to know what it's like before you do it. We're gonna take your pants off." "Sir, what do you mean?" He's like, "I'm going to fuck you right now."
Some comedians do this.
Yeah, so you know what it's like. So I fucked my daughter's boyfriend, and he never came back. They didn't go to the prom again. So mission accomplished. Great job, Cody.
Thanks for coming.
Of course, man. I had a
Appreciate
great
it.
time,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Yeah.
I think Cody is a good.
You were planning this the whole time?
I thought about it like.
That was funny. That was
I thought
funny.
about it like 2 weeks ago. I gotta poop. You gotta get out to Jimmy. Jimmy needs you, Lewis.
I know.
Jimmy needs you.
I got 20 minutes.
He needs your body.
He needs my body, basically. You watch Game of Thrones?
You asked me already. I know. I'm out of the loop.
You don't watch Game of Thrones
No.
either? Oh, man.